are live.
Greetings and welcome.
Sorry.
Gonna mute you, Jenny.
I deserve it. I'll mute myself.
Greetings and welcome to Season 2, Episode 12 of City of Destiny, a part of the Untold Stories Project. Tonight's episode is titled Hold My Heart. I am your host and game master, Aaron. City of Destiny is an actual play of Mutants and Masterminds, the world's greatest superhero RPG, from Green Ronin Publishing, using concepts and themes derived from the Emerald City sourcebook, and is set within the connected version of Earth Prime that can be seen in many other offerings from the Untold Stories Project. Mutants and Masterminds is a D20-based system, which lets players and GMs create stories featuring all of the greatest heroes of their imagination. It is one of my all-time favorite systems, and one of the things that I love most about it is its inclusion of hero points. Now, these let our heroes re-roll a die, take an extra action, recover from a dangerous condition, or use their powers in new and creative ways. Our heroes each get to start with one of these points, and they can get extra points for good role-playing, funny jokes, unfunny jokes, clever decisions, from me using their weaknesses against them, and by your generosity. If you subscribe, renew a subscription, or donate bits to our stream, like Paradox PhD, Chrome Wiki, and Miss Aunt Puppy have all done, and Win with Dice, you will generate a hero point that can be given to the player of your choice. Just leave it in the chat, and I'll make sure it gets distributed. We are a small but growing streaming network. All of those likes, follows, and subscribes help grow our little PL6 network into the PL14 powerhouses we hope to become. So let's meet our players for tonight, shall we? Say hello, heroes.
Hello,
Hello, heroes.
Heroes, let's go ahead and have you introduce yourselves. Tell us your name, who you're playing, and answer our question of the week, which is describe your character's relationship with the character directly above or below you. And let's go ahead and start with Alex.
Hi, everyone. My name is Alex, and I am the creative director here at the Untold Stories Project. I'm the line developer for Mutants and Masterminds at Green Ronin Publishing. And today I will be playing Ethan Blackwell, a.k.a. Crucible, a.k.a. the ChatGPT spell check of magnetism. And as for my answer to the question of the day, well, my relationship with the player above me is confrontational.
Yeah.
He keeps trying to feed me to alligators and trauma and made my dad a supervillain.
I did not make your dad a supervillain.
You created far and away more trauma for yourself than he ever did.
That's
fair.
True. But accepting responsibility is not one of Ethan's superpowers. As for the player beneath me, Star Knight. We don't have much of a relationship yet, but I am a fan of some of Star Knight's schlockier movies, and I'm looking forward to seeing how his role in the Stormbreakers continues to grow and evolve. And with that, I will pass it over to my partner in crime, Aunt Puppy.
Hi, I'm Aunt Puppy. I play Kione, the freshly engaged Kione. So the person below me, she is not super familiar with Hexa, but she's a big fan of lots of explosions and lots of electricity. She's a big fan of all of that. And she's really excited to see how she can use it with her powers. She's not been given the opportunity yet, but she's hyped to see what she can do. So she's a pretty big fan, and obviously she, being the other magical one in the group, has developed a bit of a closer relationship more quickly than she expected. I think she's the only one that's seen Kione like really, really cry. So that's pretty traumatic for her. So that's a little trauma bonding for her there. But yeah, so far she's a pretty big fan. She's pretty excited for her. So I will pass it over. We'll just keep going and go with all the original cast that have to do it to the new cast. So I will pass it over to Jenny.
Hi, everybody. My name is Jenny. I am playing Portal, a superhero with the ability to create portals. Portal and Spider Queen. Well, on the one hand, Portal is himself influenced. I kind of created in my head an amalgam of Star-Lord and Spider-Man. So given that, there's an affinity there with Spider-Queen, definitely. But yeah, I mean, Portal doesn't know a whole lot about Spider-Queen, but he's pretty happy with what he's seen so far. She's cool. She's got a good head on her shoulders. She can get it done on the battlefield, and yeah, I mean, maybe her hygiene could use a little work. An extra change of clothes wouldn't kill her. But other than that, we're copacetic. And now I want to hear what Spider-Queen thinks of me. So, Calvin, take it away.
See, this is why she steals Keone's clothes. Hello, everybody. I'm Calvin, and tonight I am playing the stylish, because she borrows Keone's clothes, the stylish Spider-Queen.
More like the suck-up Spider-Queen.
Oh, I'll add that to the list. And to answer the question of the day, Spider-Queen's relationship to Portal, or how she feels about Portal. So, looking back on it, I mean, other than Portal is the one who can help her move all her stuff, but she doesn't want to abuse that power.
If she'd ever asked him.
Eventually. So Portal was sort of the one that more than anyone else that was in the room at that point got her to reveal her identity, which is a very big deal for her. Like, that was a pretty big step for her, even though it happened in the second episode. So I think there's, for one, like, a lot of trust there, surprisingly. But, like, in comparison to the rest of the OG breakers, she's always going to be nervous around Keone because this is the person that she's constantly trying to impress. She doesn't know what to make of Crucible yet because Crucible was going through a bit of a rough time, like a day after Spider-Queen showed up. But Portal, I feel like of all the original team members, Portal is the one she's the least worried about, like, their opinion of, if that makes sense. How do I word this? She's the least worried about. Like,
wow,
no, I think you worded it perfectly.
No,
I don't give a shit what Portal thinks.
No, but in a good way, right? She's not like. Imagine you have 3 spinning plates in front of you, and one is doing fine, and you're not sure what the other 2 are doing. That's her position on Portal.
Fuck that plate. It'll be fine.
Yeah. Keone is definitely not an okay spinning plate.
Yeah, but like, she's not worried that Portal doesn't like her.
The 2 engaged spinning plates aren't doing well.
Yeah, we're doing great, guys. Great.
Yeah, they're wobbling, they're bouncing into each other, but no, she is not worried that Portal doesn't like her, is what I'm trying to say. And I guess with that very clear and concise answer, I'll pass it over to Jemmy.
Hi, I'm Jemmy. I will be playing Hexa, our favorite witch with no magical talent. And to answer the question of the day, Hex's opinion of Keone, to start, was very indecisive, just because it was, okay, you clearly were given all the magic from the beginning and never had to do what I had to get any of my powers. And then was also the, oh, and you're an extrovert and I am not. But over the well, basically following Keone along on all the quests and being the assist, being the NPC you get for the side quest because you don't have the powers to do it, she's really kind of just, like, latched on to, like, okay, this is the one person I can rely on of the OG free. This is my emotional support mentor, almost, of the group.
Oh my god. I don't want to hear any of this from anybody because now I'm so stressed.
I just love the fact that Hexa picked quite possibly the most emotionally unstable one.
That's what she also realized very quickly. She's aware of this.
You see, Keone, if you were mean to all the new kids like I was, they don't look up to you.
But apparently, if you're nice and and cool and like not putting any pressure. They'll just not care about you at all.
It's less of the even that it's that I can tell like a few days in I realized how much of a mess Keone was because of the finding the grandma and the mother and the hey, do you usually get spied on? And it was the okay, well at least this is all magic, so I'm familiar with this territory. And
I do not want to have to put in my notebook Keone is Hexa's mentor.
Where's my
mentor, it's
Rodney
just- you're the
Dangerfield?
link.
Where's my Rodney Dangerfield emote? Because I'm not getting any respect.
That's more what it is actually. It's you're the link for like when a kid like when someone transfers to a new school and has to like follow someone around for
That's
the first
true.
few days. You're her link. But yeah,
I can dig it.
so I guess I will pass it over to the last person who hasn't gone, Gary.
Gary playing Cam Cole, the Star Knight. I got a good formula for the text messages, so I'm falling behind. It's bad. Well, so Crucible is probably the teammate that has spent the least amount of time, as referenced earlier. So part of it is, Star Knight was coming and he really wanted to talk to the adults of the team, and they're gone. So, he's obviously bonding with the new breakers. I think they had a good moment there in the kitchen the other day.
That was so cute.
But I think he's starting to see some of the, even if it's forced, some of the maturity that has to come to the members, and I think he's less wary than day one. He obviously knows that the Crucible can, if he has his powers, can hold himself in a fight, and even without, he's pretty good with that gun. He got off some good shots. So
Yeah, I'm a gun guy now.
you're a gun guy now. Get a nice 2A carved on your armor or something. But I think it's just going to take some time for him to mesh with the team. I think Star Knight's probably going to be the hardest to bond with some of the members. So we'll see where that goes. That could be some interesting plots down the road. And I will pass it back to Aaron.
All right. So when last we saw our heroes, they had been under City Hall trying to rescue Whitney's aunt, Shannon Kane, from the chessmen. The team was largely unbothered by the knights and pawns and managed to defeat all of the villains and rescue 4 runaways as well as Dr. Kane. Discussion with the now freed victims let our heroes learn that the chessmen, and possibly Archer Blackwell, were trying to perfect the process of creating superhumans and killing a whole bunch of people in the process. In addition to all of that, Ethan was playing phone tag with Reyna, who was busy talking to the Sentinels, according to Riley, and somehow Ethan and Cindy got themselves engaged. As they were dealing with all of that and what they had learned about the chessmen and still not talking about any of the personal stuff that they've learned over the past several days, Ethan's phone started ringing again, and that is exactly where we left off.
Oh, yeah. I forgot about that.
So, yeah, you're all gathered in the conference room, and, yeah, Ethan, your phone is ringing, and it is Reyna's number.
Is this the sigh from Hexa of just the I did not buy you this time for
I'll answer the phone. Hello?
Ethan?
Hey, Reyna.
Hey. So, it's obviously been a couple of crazy days. And I was thinking that maybe we should get together and talk. Preferably not on a rooftop with people trying to kill each other.
That's probably a good idea. Um, do you have a time in mind?
Well, I mean, I'm free now, or I guess most of the rest of the evening. I could meet you at Starbase on campus.
Yeah, that'd be good. That'd be good.
What time of day is this? Are we at nighttime? Because I just want to know. Because he gets engaged and then immediately leaves her to go meet another girl. So I just want to know how mad should Keone be right now?
I was gonna say it's probably late afternoon, early evening.
Okay. Like, where they would go out all together to celebrate the engagement that just happened? That you're gonna leave?
That's the thing. Yeah, actually
To meet the girl that I know for a fact that you were dating before me, or at least trying to date before me. So choose your words very carefully when you come into that kitchen.
Raina, actually, I got engaged today.
Wow. I thought I had big news. Congratulations.
Yeah, I think my news is less likely to result in a superhero civil war.
Okay. Yeah. Well, I'm assuming to Cindy, right?
Yes, to Cindy.
Well, yeah. Congratulations.
I like that she thinks you're just a player. That you're just like, oh, just Cindy, like that one, not like anybody else.
No.
Do you think we could get like coffee tomorrow morning?
Sure, tomorrow morning's fine. I assume. I do we do like training or any? Oh. Yeah. Okay. Tomorrow morning is fine.
Okay, I'll see you then.
All right. And give my love to Cindy and tell her congratulations.
Yeah. Okay.
That's a,
Tell him that I shot her with like a giant ice blast.
Okay, it's all right. Everything's gonna be fine. This is nobody's gonna die.
Speak for yourself.
She joined the Sentinels, and Cindy's gonna kill her, and then we're gonna have to fight the Sentinels.
Wait, what?
what?
Ethan's talking to himself.
That's where Hex is like, she doesn't have to get. Okay.
Yes, Mickey, she joined the Sentinels.
I mean, I guess I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure nowhere does it say she has to kill the Flamebird.
I don't know how magic works. We're gonna have to fight Spider Queen's girlfriend.
To be fair, neither does Keone. Keone also doesn't know how magic works.
Wait, Spider Queen, do you have a girlfriend?
No.
Yeah.
That sounds a whole lot like a yes.
Also, prophecies have a lot of loopholes. That's like the biggest thing we learn. Instructions are clear and very unclear at the same time.
We're in the tower right now, right? We haven't left. I just want to be clear on that.
Yeah, I'm assuming everyone's still on the conference.
All right, Whitney, spill. Come on.
About
What's going on?
where are you going with this, Portal?
I'm talking about that beautiful little we'll call that a response to my question about having a girlfriend.
I'm just really focused on my job right now, Portal. And besides,
And what's your job's name? What's your job's name?
Okay, you got me there. That was a pretty good one. Look,
Her name's Princess.
you guys are the ones. I just, I met another superhero, and her code name was also royalty, so I figured, there's got to be a bit there.
You know what? Maybe that's the way we'll achieve peace between our two nations. We'll just marry our royals together.
You've got a crush on Princess?
No? And I'm pretty sure she said she's already seeing someone? I caught that part of
Soccer's
the
got a goalie.
conversation.
Doesn't mean
You really got to learn how to lie better. All right. We can work with this.
There's nothing to work.
Sure.
We said hi, and then you guys were making your comments and suggestions, and then she said she's in a relationship with someone, and then I sat in a corner and then left.
This is why I don't talk to people.
You know what? I'm starting to get it.
I'm just
So-
hoping the armor shields my face from what's going on.
Yeah, all you people with masks that you can hide behind. It's rude.
Star Knight's taking a nap.
Look, I'm just saying, all it was the name thing. That was it. I would have done the same thing
Okay.
if Rook was there.
Okay.
You know, because
Yes.
Yes.
okay.
All right.
I think we've had enough of this for a while.
Yeah, I'll save some
I'm
before I
happy-
see him.
I'm happy to be your wingman anytime.
Well, it's appreciated. I mean, you know, if she wasn't seeing someone, I would. But anyways, we have more pressing matters to attend to.
Wow.
Do we have like a list we can put up on the screen, of, like all the bad shit that we have to deal with? Like, should we organize our shit?
Love to. That's like my biggest thing is organizing, and even I've lost track. So
Keone will then page for Roberta and ask Roberta if she has a giant whiteboard.
I'm sure we have a giant whiteboard, right?
I feel like that. Like, if not a whiteboard, we definitely have to have a murder board. So there has
We
to
probably have one of those really annoying transparent whiteboards that you see like in the CW shows.
yeah, that's a murder board.
We do not have a murder board.
That's what I call those because they're always on crime shows and they've always got,
Keone,
like, they write the name and then there's like a little arrow that goes to like evidence and like
Keone might have a murder board,
oh yeah, Keone has a murder list.
but the Stormbreakers do not.
Yeah, no,
Um,
that's what I want is one of those like murder boards. That's what I want.
I
No,
just
we don't.
gave
We
you
don't.
all
We
a
don't even have
whiteboard
the
that
clear,
you can
the
write
clear
on.
CW murder boards. We have an MCU like digital like thing.
I want one of those old smart boards that had the stupid bad pen where you had to touch the screen to change the color, and it only read like half of your inputs, so every word was like horribly dashed out because it
Oh,
decided
no.
half the time it didn't want to work. That's what I want.
Professor C took all our fancy stuff. We just have an overhead projector.
It's not fancy. What do you mean fancy? It was one of the worst smart boards out there.
Right. So, like I said, I've given you guys a whiteboard that you can toss notes into.
Oh, Keone, do you want to go to dinner after we do our murder thing?
Sure, that sounds great.
All right, put it on the board.
Hold
That's-
on, we're murdering someone.
That's another problem we have to deal with. So Keone hasn't told anyone about the flame bird, right? Other than Hexa knows about the flame bird. I don't think I've said anything, right?
Oh yeah, I guess I don't know about that.
Oh, we did.
No, I think the basics of the flame bird the team knows about, but you certainly haven't told anyone what you learned from your mom. And I don't think you've told anyone other than Hexa specifically what you've learned from your grandmother.
Yeah, we've been notoriously bad about sharing, or not we. Some of us have been notoriously bad about sharing. So Portal is very confused because as far as all he knows, the only issue we've really got is Collapsar the Devourer. So he doesn't understand why we need to organize things.
All right. Whitney is going to flip out a web, grab a marker, and approach the whiteboard of open issues.
Collapsar should be at the top of that because sentient black hole is
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
very
also,
bad
like-
news.
Does
It's
Collapsar have
also
two
Whoever
L's?
wrote that, sharing is caring.
2 L's.
Don't ask me. Does Collapsar have two R's, two L's? I should know the answer to that question, and I don't.
That was Whitney asking, but it's very funny. If...
Okay, so we got Collapsar. I wrote the first note I wrote is Ethan has a date with Reyna.
That's not a. It's not a date. It's a catch up.
First thing I wrote down.
It's not a party, it's an intimate get together.
So wait, what?
So how do you want, Bill?
What else do we have besides Collapsar?
Well,
Look,
there
let me
was
quote
the
Phineas and Ferb in peace.
there was the person on fire and this whole chess situation.
Well,
Yeah,
the person on fire is our friend, so I don't think they're an issue.
Well, about that.
Yeah.
That sounds like I'll put it on the list kind of
About
voice.
Yeah, that's probably it's probably a number 2 on the list of problems.
Why is our friend number 2 on the list?
The chess
Well,
thing's actually higher to me.
Seeing
Let's not put a number to anything yet. Let's just get everything out there.
seeing as at some point in time her and I are going to probably fight to the death, and if she wins, bad stuff is going to happen, so I have to win, but sometimes we have to fight groups, and
It might not be to the death.
it might not be, but from what I've gathered from both my mom and my grandma, it does appear mostly to the death.
Quick clarification, Keone.
Yeah.
From what your grandmother and mother said, or from what you gathered from your grandmother and your mother?
I'm very quickly reading my notes right now.
I was gonna say, like, this is where having a character
I'm
of
like
identity.
scanning. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna just. I'm like
Well,
trying to
I
see where. I just
remember-
wrote if Flamebird wins, bad stuff. So
I guess here's my question. The father.
Yes.
Because I play a character with eidetic memory, but I do not have eidetic memory at all. I have ADHD.
Right.
Having done the quick study on the Flamebird, is it to the death or not? Are there times the Flamebird lives?
It has never not been to the death.
Cool.
yeah, I was gonna say I'm pretty
But
sure the
in
way
the
she
wording
implied the
isn't
grandma
required.
implied it.
The wording says that they will battle.
Yes. So, okay, thank you. Making sure I have my facts straight before I have a character who would
Yeah.
know this. Say
The
something.
mom, the mom and grandma both implied that it was to the death, but I think it was always just you battle and you have to win. So I think the implication is always death. But
So Keone,
I doubt that they were ever friends with them before, so that might be why they never tried to figure out a way to be.
I mean,
can I
it's been
just
like
for the
this a
sake
while.
of devil's advocate here, just devil's advocate, Connie. Do we know for a fact that your grandma's side is the good side?
Yes.
Keone will look rather perturbed, but will be like, valid.
Porto will
Yes.
look at the ice daggers you've created instinctively to stab someone.
Just like they're
mean-
just coming out of her face slowly, like she's ready to rip them off and stab you.
I'm not saying anger issues are genetic.
If I may. When these things are prophesized, it generally doesn't matter which side is the good side when it comes to if one side loses, really bad things happen that could lead to the end of the world.
Yeah,
Sure,
the
but do
the
we know
Flamebird
for a
has-
fact that the cold side has to win?
the world we're living in right now is because my side kept winning.
And I would like it if Keone stayed alive. That's
Oh,
my
no, no, no,
preference.
no.
If I had to vote,
I'm not arguing.
No.
I understand completely that you want your friend to die instead of your girlfriend or fiance. Kidding.
well, if I have to pick,
I'm
yes.
kidding. I'm kidding. I'm hoping we can find a way that we can just have like a nice little, like, I don't know, amateur boxing match or something.
I mean,
But we need to be absolutely certain on the details here that how do we know do we know for an absolute fact it is catastrophe if
Yes.
Flamebird wins? And
Yes.
do we know that only because of what your grandmother said?
I researched this before
Yeah, no.
too.
And your research said Flamebird wins, catastrophically bad things happen.
Yes. If
Okay.
yes, it's and yes, there are many with the exact wording of the prophecy. It is very possible we can find a workaround. The fates will have what they want, but well, sometimes they're
All,
willing
just-
to
all I'm
admire
all, one step at a time. All I'm worried about is just that we are certain that Keone has to win.
Yes.
I'm
Do
pretty
not like
certain
the smile
about
on the
it.
GM's face, but we're going to continue.
What smile on the GM's
Who's the
face?
GM?
What are you talking about, Portal? It's just us in here.
Just us. Everyone's looking around like,
Forget it.
um.
I'm not allowed
Yeah,
to use that
so-
power for metagaming. Come on, stop it.
So yeah, so there's that. That's a thing. That's a world-ending thing. To be fair, no one has been able to tell me when. I just keep getting, I'll know when we're supposed to fight.
As I said, you have somewhere between, like,
Now and when I'm
50
my
years?
parents' age.
yeah. It's within the next decade?
Yeah. And
No, not
apparently,
decade.
and fun fact, Ethan, I can live apparently until I'm like in my hundreds.
Isn't it until you have a granddaughter, basically?
Yeah. Until I can give back the power. Yeah, there's a lot of passing down.
Sounds like one of us might be making a bigger commitment than the other one.
I feel like that's our entire relationship.
Well, there are reachers, and there are settlers, and I know where I am on the list.
I guess here's the question. How long do Yetis live for?
Long
Yeah.
time.
Okay. I was like, did we just get lucky on the grandpa, or is he also just allowed to stick around until his...
Ooh. Yeah, does my
Yetis
Ooh,
live
do I
a
get to
long
turn Ethan into a Yeti so that he can live with me forever? Oh my god.
Let's put that on the board.
Get in that.
Let's put that on the whiteboard.
Yeah, we could put Crucible plus Yeti on the board, but look, these
Question mark.
it kind of sounds like you and this person you actually know can maybe sort this out over like a game of rock paper scissors 50 years from now.
That's what I'm gonna try and work with Hexa to figure that out and see. I'm assuming most of the champions haven't been friends or know each other really outside of just being you bad, me good type thing. So there's no direct implication that it is to the death, but it is implied. So there's always a loophole.
I mean, I guess what I'm saying is, I have to believe that it is not I'm good, you're bad, because both of you are good people. That is an assumption that's been made for at least a couple of generations now. And that's what worries me. Just in the sense of what I mean is just like making sure we're talking about what we know and not what we're assuming.
Here's what I know. Once again, the last time that this happened, it was that I could read, was that quite literally how it went was the last person who had to fight joined with a group of heroes who were fighting against a group of villains that the Flamebird was a part of. No, this doesn't mean always. Yes, last time it was.
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, I think part of the Axis powers, I mean, you don't get more generically bad than that, but like I said, I don't know. It just seems a lot like there's a lot of generational trauma being mixed up in with this as well.
Okay, that happens with any prophecy.
Yeah.
And also,
I thought I took the
I
class
just want
on
to be
that.
careful.
So yeah, so that's what we know right now. So
I
do
can
with that
tell my
information.
mom more about it.
Yeah, do with that information what you will.
Who wrote that on the board?
But
And Portal points to Crucible plus Yeti equals Yetible.
question mark. But yes, I think though more pressing would be the chessmen and this genetic modifications they're
Yeah.
attempting.
And the fact that my dad might be a supervillain.
Yeah, I didn't want to interrupt, but also the fact that they kidnapped my aunt for 5 years.
They definitely have 2 labs that are probably still in operation.
And they're probably going to be scrambling since one of their labs is down now. We know they made some sort of communication.
I don't know if they're gonna be scrambling. They seem way too prepared.
Well, I guess scattering is the better word because they know we're at least sort of onto them.
I would say Crucible's dad is probably slightly more important than the chessmen, just because it sounds like we need to rescue him and we don't even know. Well, frankly, we don't even know if he's alive.
I can maybe. I
Okay.
found Keone's mom through her. I can maybe find
So
his.
that could be that's another reason we could put on priority, because it'd also be easy to figure out.
He's probably our best link to finding the other 2 labs at this
Yeah.
point.
True. He might be able
Because
to give us
definitely, if he
information.
wasn't there, but he was there at one point, they've moved him, so he's at least gone to the other lab.
Plus, if we rescue him, then Ethan, you're going to be able to lecture the fuck out of your father.
I think I probably scolded him enough. If it hasn't sunk in yet, I don't know if it's going to.
And
I didn't say anything about it actually sinking in. I'm just saying you've got the chance to lecture the fuck out of your dad.
and Tommy at least has the frequencies to maybe block their suits from self-destructing. But
Yeah, I think so.
if Hexa can't track, maybe we can use that knowledge of their suits to.
Oh yeah, maybe they
Follow
give
up
off
on
some sort of
something.
when they go in, maybe they have to give off some sort of signal or something that we can pinpoint where a large grouping of them is.
Yeah.
It feels like a good plan to me.
Hey guys,
Yeah?
have we shared any of the information we have, particularly any of the new information we have about Collapsar with, I don't know, the other superhero groups that are defending the Earth?
I think the Freedom League Dark's been missing for like 8 months.
Okay, but there's still, the Freedom League.
Yeah, but what are they without the Freedom League Dark? I mean, it's like 3 guys and Daedalus.
That's a
and
fair
does
point.
Daedalus
No.
really count?
I'm with you on that, but maybe Daedalus has a way to contact the Freedom League Dark.
Daedalus is also missing.
Of course it is. It's Tuesday. And I mean, we might even want to give a heads up to our neighbors on the other side of town, because they probably have no idea about it.
Sorry, I had a horrible joke come to mind. This is out of character. I can't miss it before it passes. You guys said Daedalus is missing. Of course, it's a Tuesday, and my immediate thought was, oh, he has to be Hexa's dad, because then he was missing in her life too.
Pretty sure this is one of the reasons why I'm so certain that it is him.
Wow.
Sorry.
No
was like,
magic,
sorry.
constantly absent. I mean, he fits.
We'll make space on the whiteboard for it.
Daedalus is my dad? Question mark.
Oh, you know what? That is something we do need to put on the whiteboard, though. Who is your dad?
This is absolutely turning into a murder board, and Keone is hyped for this.
I mean, I guess
All she needs is red string.
No, I don't really have many issues. I mean, there's the one that I don't think we're ever gonna sort out, which is why is there another moon? And what does that do for all of us?
The werewolves.
Don't
No,
think.
I think that'll make werewolves' lives
No,
even
no.
harder.
There was
Or easier.
Mongrel's having a great time.
the moon is the new moon is a whole dimensional thing.
Okay,
Yeah,
It's-
what?
messed up magic, but whatever.
Well, I don't know. I'm not entirely clear on the details, but yeah.
Because there's
Yeah.
a lot of conspiracy theories on the internet, and that was one of the things I would have liked to know, but
Well, I just have the issues of rituals have become so much harder because doing something under the full moon's light when there's 2 moons.
Yeah, I don't honestly. Jenny, don't remember what we know about the extra moon. I think we know something, but I'm not sure exactly what we know beyond just the base. I don't even know what we know as far as the basics.
I think all we know really is that it showed up, it messed some shit up, and then when we saw the people on the spaceship that we saved, they were going to that moon.
Yeah.
Because their people, I don't know if it was like they got a signal or something told them that their people were there. But
Yeah, so I think we know it's connected to Lafandi. And that it's from another dimension. But I think that's all we actually know.
I don't even know if we know that it's connected to Lafandi. I think we just
I don't think
know-
it needs to go on our murder board. I think that's a big heaping pile of not our problem
Oh, yeah.
right now.
Oh yeah,
I
that's
think
why,
that's
like,
fair.
as I'm saying, my issues aren't like group issues.
I
I feel
mean,
like there's
that's what I said
something
about
going
my
down in New Orleans,
issues.
but
Or
Well,
it's
no. I mean, I think there's a difference there. Like, finding out who your dad is, that's a group issue because that's a you issue and you're part of the group. Saving your aunt is a group issue because it's your aunt. You're part of the group. Unless the moon is is the moon actively causing you personal issues, Hexa?
just a few minor rituals. It's nothing big.
Okay.
yeah.
Like if it's an actual something that's harming you in some way, yeah, we need to put it on the board. But if it's not, if it's like the magical equivalent to a hangnail, then
I would say a lot bigger than the magical equivalent to the hangnail for all of magic, but like, you know,
but for you
I'm not
personally,
gonna cover. I'll leave it to my mom to figure out. She's the coven head.
So it seems like Collapsar, I don't know that we can make a move on that right now. The
Yeah.
Flamebird situation, the two of yous will arm wrestle and hug it out. Um,
I
Heck-
might. Sorry.
Hex's dad, we're not dealing with that right now. The Crucible Yeti thing, I think you'd look good with more hair. But what we could be looking into is figuring out where Crucible's dad is, because that'll lead us to the chessmen.
I think you could pull off a beard quite well, Ethan.
If I was a little older, maybe.
I could just have some of your blood, Ethan. I
Just a
can set
little older.
up the scrying ritual in like a minute.
That sounds like a good plan. Yeah.
Yeah. How much blood do you need? Do you like a knife? What do you mean?
Just a bit. I mean, enough that I
Good.
can anchor onto.
You're not going to do that thing where you cut like your palm, right?
Don't cut
that's-
the palm.
I
There's
was
too many nerves.
just thinking about doing that, actually.
There are too many nerves there. Please do like your arm if you need that much blood.
But that's where they.
I don't know how much blood do you need?
That's a good question. Hey God, how much blood?
Keone
Yeah.
will just like
Drops.
Keone will just make an ice dagger and then like prick the end of his finger without
Yeah,
without even like a second thought. Just
Oh,
like
Tex is
Right.
just having a little bit of fun of joking around. Yeah, it's like no, just a little. Cool, it's scrying time.
So you're scrying?
Yep.
Wiki points out that Bowman and Jason were there for the battle with Una and Fletch. Or with Una. Fletch and Seth are besties who talk. So
Yeah.
You should know at least a little something about the existence of.
So yeah, I'd say that's probably what we know, that it's dimensional shenanigans related to Lafandi.
it is Lafandi.
By the line.
Yes, I know, but I'm talking
of the
about from our
silvery
perspective.
moon.
That it's Lafandi too, not Lafandi.
All right, so Jemmy, I need a expertise magic.
I like that my notes currently are Ethan date with Raina. Where's Ethan's daddy?
You know, we've been writing on an actual like whiteboard, right?
Oh wait, we have? Where?
On the Roll20.
I'm just gonna go easy mode.
There's a
can I
handout
just Get
that we
my
can edit.
32 and move on.
Okay.
Take 10.
All right, now I need a perception check.
That I can't get away with not rolling.
No, you
That's
can't.
why I asked who put up Crucible plus Yeti equals Yetable.
Wow, that sucks.
Because somebody actually put it up on the board.
Honestly, I
Yeah,
thought it was
well.
you.
It wasn't.
It wasn't me.
18.
18.
Yeah.
There is no sign of Archer Blackwell anywhere on this planet.
Shit.
Oh, that's not good.
Can you only find live people?
No, I can find dead.
So if he were dead on this planet, you would find it. He would have shown up.
Yes.
So he is not okay. Well, that's a whole thing. Also, Kiona, you absolutely have to make those edibles. Those are adorable, and I'm going to eat all of them.
Please don't eat the edibles.
Have you seen the edibles? Click on the link and look at the edibles. Okay, so off planet.
Uh,
They're adorable.
Bella, Bella. It's because he said adorable at the same time I was speaking and my brain stopped functioning. Bella.
Yeah.
Working together, would we be able to amplify to see if he is on, to see if we can find out what planet he is on?
I don't know. I mean, a lot of my magic style is connected to the earth. I don't know. GM, is that possible?
You are fairly certain that you would not be able to do a ritual that could search off planet.
Thank you. Then yes.
Well, then we just need to find some chess guys and beat them up and ask them what planet they're doing crimes on.
We're assuming the chessmen are involved. Aaron,
Mommy.
can I do a expertise superheroes to see if what's the word? That if that's something like if chessmen have I'll have off-world capability or
Sure.
influence.
Sure.
I have a question.
Let's see here. Scroll all the way down. Let's say 26.
Okay. They have never been known to have a off-world base. No one has ever located their headquarters, but they are not known to have an off-world base. That said, the level of technology they've shown, it's certainly not outside the realm of possibility, but it's not something that they've ever shown a specific interest or awareness, or
So
nothing about them has ever screamed, we go to space.
It's certainly possible. They have the ability. They could set stuff up in space, but they have no real connection or penchant that anybody has found for that kind of thing.
No, they
So
may
at the
not.
very least, we need to be open to the possibility that he's gone because of reasons that aren't connected to chessmen. It could be chessmen, but it could also just as easily be something else.
I hope my dad didn't build a dick rocket and go to space. Is my dad that rich? I need to go check some portfolios.
I do need to mention there is always the chance I just didn't do something right.
Oh, there's a chance it could have failed?
I mean, I think I set it up right, but sometimes things are beyond me, or there's blocking, or...
Totally fine.
Your buddy will hop onto the table. No, you did it right.
Okay.
Thank you. So then...
Well, I still think let's find a chess guy, beat them up, and ask them where my dad is their best way forward.
What if... Tommy, I was going to say, Tommy, so if we've got the signal to deactivate their suits so that they don't explode, is there a way that you can create some sort of, I don't want to say virus, but something like a virus that we could get into once we get into the lab, that we could put it on one of the computers that could give us the information or the access to the information that could potentially show us whether or not they're holding his dad somewhere else, if they're holding other people somewhere else, if they've got a whole different base, if they're working with somebody else?
I mean, that's a lot of hypotheticals, but If you could get me access to their computers, I could try.
I have an idea. It is admittedly a long shot, but it shouldn't be too much of an issue since they've abandoned that base. I've been working on my powers because they are dimensionally based. I don't think I actually mentioned this. So the way my powers work apparently is there is another dimension that's, as far as I can tell, empty.
Neat. Okay.
But it's kind of surrounding and all around our own dimension, kind of like a shadow dimension. And I am able to control that dimension, and I can push it and pull it and twist it. And when I create a portal, what happens is I am pulling one part of that dimension and another part of that dimension together. And when our dimension then touches itself, it rips a temporary hole. All that to say, I've been working really hard on kind of understanding that dimension and dimensions in general and kind of honing in on my senses. I can check, we can go back to that base and see if there's any dimensional shenanigans that might have been happening there.
Wasn't it
See if I can detect anything.
full of poison gas?
I mean, we could take precautions for that. We've got gas masks.
So that's kind of weird because that's kind of like the plot to Spectres of Battle. That was like dimensional
Is
ghost.
that Tommy?
That's kind of crazy.
Yes, that's Tommy.
Tommy?
Yes, sweetheart?
Don't you have like 4 of their scientists locked up in our spare bedroom?
Yeah, that too.
I mean, if we wanted to do it the easy way.
I mean,
I want to do it the easy way.
If I
And we
also,
do
I mean-
have the laptop too.
That is true. We still haven't actually questioned the bad guys. We probably should do that first.
I mean, I'm making the assumption that at some point in time their suits are going to implode.
No, the
No,
science.
they're not. They're scientists. They're not
Oh,
wearing
the
suits.
scientists.
Yeah, yeah. No, it's okay. I forgot too, because it's been a minute. No, wait, it's been a week.
It's been less than a day, Portal. What do you mean?
It's been less than an hour.
there's also a group of hungry teenagers who are still stuffing their faces in your kitchen.
Yep,
Yeah, we can let them relax.
them I'm aware
but
of.
The scientists, we can give them a talking to.
Yeah.
So, but how do we plan to do this? Because usually when I need to ask somebody questions and they don't want to answer, it's more of a dangling off a tall building sort of thing.
that no.
Donate will be bad cop.
Yeah.
I mean, you're on top of a tall building.
We do have
I was
access
just
to a
like,
tall
yeah.
building.
Fiona
I'm gonna look
hears
over
you
to
say
Hector
that
like-
and is kind of like, all right, why can't we do that?
Look over to Hexton and say, "Do you have some kind of mind fuckery spell?"
I can in like a few minutes. I can
Let's go with
start
that.
a truth spell going.
And then if that doesn't work, then we can dangle them off a tall building.
Also, Darhas,
Yeah.
I know there's a lot you won't do for me or, talk about, but you're not, I mean, of course you're not from here like any familiar. Is there anything we could do to kind of try to look for someone in another possible world?
Well, I mean, so do you mean other world, like other plane, or do you mean like other other big ball of stone floating in space?
Either, both.
I mean, I don't know a lot about the other big balls floating in space. The looking in other realms is, doable, but you kind of need to know which realm you want to look in, because there's like, I don't know, a lot.
Yeah, I know. Crucible, does your family fuck with other realms a lot? You must have Fae.
I mean, not as far as I know, but there is
Your
the
dad would have Fae?
I mean, they're not magic, obviously, but they might get involved in interdimensional travel if there's money in it. I shouldn't say they might. I should say my dad might, because he's the soul-sucking capitalist.
We'll address the rabbit and just start in alphabetical order.
What alphabet?
That's like, they don't all follow your.
Magic.
It's also just language. Different languages have different alphabets.
Well, yeah. Start somewhere.
Go
Um,
go favorite to least favorite.
I'm just gonna go ahead and say like that's probably not an efficient use of our time.
No, I was just wondering.
If we have any kind of leads, but like the answer to the question how many dimensions there are is yes.
Yeah.
Okay, look, are you familiar with Rule 23 of the internet?
Yes, of course.
That's the one where there's porn of everything, right?
That's 24.
As soon as you say something, there is porn of it. As soon as you think of something, there's a dimension of it.
I was gonna say that's 24 though.
That was
Huh?
34.
I'm pretty sure it's 34.
34
Yeah.
actually.
Ethan,
None
why
of
do
us
you know
what you're talking
that?
about.
I'm a bunny. Leave me alone.
Bunnies famously experts in pornography.
So,
God
so
damn
there's
it.
a dimension where I've already won an Oscar.
Sure.
And there's a dimension where you've never won an Oscar.
That's not this one.
It might be this one.
That's. Damn it.
I repeat, the fates will have their way.
So, so what's the
Yeah.
plan, gang? Because I
Question the scientists.
kind of, yeah, I kind of feel like doing the tall building thing.
So
Yeah.
let's give Hexa 30 minutes, and
30 minutes. That's might be.
is that what you said? I thought that's what you said. Do you need more?
I said a few.
Oh, okay.
So while she's setting up, there is something we can do about Collapsar, because we wanted to notify other superhero teams, so, like Spider Queen, if you want to call it Princess, and let them know.
I mean, I don't think I got her. Dang it,
You got her
Starlight.
number?
I'm
I
I've
didn't
got
get her
Lady,
number.
I've got Lady Liberty's number from back at the from the Pride thing. What, a year and a half ago. I can give her a call to let the Freedom League make sure they know what we know.
I'm sure the Sentinels do have a number to contact them from. I don't know if you can contact any specific member or whatever, but
Well, don't we have Rook's? I think we have Rook's number, right? At the very least.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely somebody can let them know.
and we should let the Freedom League know, whoever is over there.
I think it's Powerless Johnny Rocket.
Still,
All right.
We-
So
We can call Extra Drive. The other overdrive that's still over there.
all right. So yes, you guys can most certainly get word to the various other super teams that you have ways of contacting.
Aaron, I'm going to call the Italian restaurant that Keone took me to.
Okay.
Was it an Italian restaurant or a Mexican restaurant? Damn puppy. I think it was Mexican. It was Mexican.
was it
I
a
think it was
fusion?
Mexican.
It was definitely Mexican.
Yeah, it was Mexican. It's been 5 years. I forgot.
You thought the mayonnaise was too spicy.
Yep.
I'm not kidding. I'm pretty sure you made that joke.
Yeah. I'm going to call and see if they have a table for 8 or however many of us there are.
I am going to call Lady Liberty, and I will make sure that they know what we know, and I will have an extended conversation with her.
Okay. And we can go into that offline. Or make it a blog post. I like the idea of making it a blog post.
Okay.
Whitney is gonna call the Fairyburg 4 for no good reason, but she's also going to check in on her aunt and make sure her aunt is able to contact her parents, so the rest of Whitney's family knows that she is alive.
Yeah, so your aunt is still sitting
Oh,
here. Remember this?
Yeah.
She debriefed you guys, and I mean, she's not in the conference room right with you guys right now because you guys have been talking secret identity stuff, but
okay.
she's in the tower,
Yeah,
probably in the kitchen with the teenagers, looking at them with a mixture of, you know, mild disgust at the way they're eating, but also a lot of guilt and
Yeah.
pity, and
Pity and revulsion, my classic combo.
I mean, there are feelings going on. We'll leave it at that. But yeah, no, I mean, if you go out and talk to your aunt, she's like, yeah, no, I would really like to. I mean, I imagine I've probably been declared legally dead at this point, so I'd like to undo that. And I have coworkers and, of course, family to check in with. Yeah, I have a lot of that stuff I'd like to get doing.
Well, here, Mars gave me a new phone. It came with the cracks, so you can use it to call whoever you need to. Although, I'm a little on the fence about the legally dead thing, because if you do that, then you gotta start paying taxes, right?
Well, yeah, I also can't collect a paycheck.
Yeah.
Or access my savings account or my 401k or.
Are you? I mean, you're not okay, but are you somewhere? Are you getting there?
I think I'm still in a state of shock.
Yeah.
I have a feeling as soon as I let myself sit down and process it, I'm going to collapse into a bubble. But I'm as good as someone who's been held hostage for 5 years could be.
Well, you don't have to do all this stuff right now, but I mean, you got the run of the tower. You can ask Roberta for anything you want. She's the robot one.
The robot one.
She's really cool.
I think I might just go lay down and sleep on a bed.
Yeah.
That sounds good.
Take whichever room you want. If someone complains about it, I'll let up their mouth.
Warden,
I'll ask the robot to point me towards an empty one.
Warden Maximus, you are guaranteed a trip to hell with that comment.
Johnny
Casual walk.
It's the opposite of rocket. It's casual walk time.
Dang it.
It's rocket time.
Web up.
Oh,
It's a little hard to tell with the Faraberg accent.
right. Okay, so you're gonna call the Faraberg 4. Portal's gonna call the Freedom League.
Yeah, she's making an excuse so she doesn't have to be the one to call the Sentinels.
Well, it seems like Keone calling the Sentinels is probably a bad idea. But she will make a snide remark to Ethan and ask if he wants to invite Raina with us to dinner tonight. And then we'll walk into the kitchen where she sees the teenagers being disgusting. And we'll just look at them and be like, hey, you want me to make you more food? You got to put your dishes in the damn sink. And
hey, you be nice to them. They've been through a lot.
She will go and open the fridge and start pulling out food to make something else. But we'll watch as they sheepishly put their plates in the sink.
I mean, when I say being disgusting, I meant more just the shoving of food in the mouth. But
yeah. I'm assuming they are leaving their plates sitting in places and just
probably
think.
I mean, they'd have to be finished eating before they could leave their plates somewhere.
True.
They didn't make that much food.
And actually, the Chinese girl would have gone over to the sink and rinsed off her plate and all of that. The teenage boy is just putting more food on the same. Say, I don't think you've got any of their names yet, but the older teenage boy is gonna be just shoveling food on top of his plate and not bothering to rinse or anything. He's not one of those people who worries about his food's touching. The younger girl has cracked her plate and is looking really sad and ashamed about it. and the non-binary kid is pretty much just going and eating right out of the pan, not even bothering with a plate, and heavily going towards anything that was, meat-based. So.
Cindy, I got a reservation at the Mexican restaurant that you like for tonight, but I wasn't planning on inviting Raina. That didn't seem appropriate.
She gets engaged and immediately likes making her future husband uncomfortable.
Is this going to be like my whole life? Okay, cool. I'm just double checking.
So does that mean Star Knight is calling the Sentinels?
Sure.
Okay. So, are you calling their public number or the number that the Rook gave you to call, or?
Yeah, if somebody shares the Rook's number with me, I will call the Rook.
Okay. A computerized voice will answer. And well, first you'll hear it, some beeps and whistles, and kind of like an old modem sound as the number has been sufficiently scrambled. Please go ahead with your message.
I just wanted to this Star Knight. We're investigating some pretty heavy stuff, so we just wanted to pass it along to all the other groups that we could get a hold of, and I will just give him a quick rundown of what we know. Don't want to leave too long of a message, just real quick. And hey, if we want to get together and have a meeting at some point, just to have the teams get together and talk about it more, we're open to that.
Okay. I mean, it's not like an AI assistant. It's just basically an answering service.
Right, yeah. I don't want to leave too long of a message.
The Rook is smart, but the Rook is not super genius. Whipping up AIs that run buildings in his spare time. Ew. I didn't see that. All right, so do we what else do we need to do before? Oh, you need to create your ritual.
Hi.
What do you want your ritual to do?
Basically not allow anyone to lie in the vicinity.
Okay.
Which, yes, I am aware might lead to inter-party drama.
Oh, no.
Bella is not aware of this, though, because Bella does not see any reason why anyone would be lying in the vicinity.
You would think.
Yep. This is
Fiona
I'm
doesn't
aware.
lie. She just omits certain things.
Is
Yep.
this going to be a thing where, here's the thing, what counts as a lie? Something that is not factually true? Or if I believe it's the truth, do I still get to say it?
If you are intentionally trying to say what you believe,
Oh, okay.
it
So
is
if you believe
a
the
lie is
lie-
an intentional not telling the truth.
Okay, so if you believe the lie,
Yes.
it's still the truth from your perspective, and you can still
It's
say
like
it.
the
Okay.
Pinocchio thing. Like, we can't have Pinocchio fact-checked everything because he has to be actually.
Oh, the other one could have been so much more fun, but I'll go with it.
Okay. I thought you were like putting together a ritual to like scare the people, but okay.
Oh no, I thought it was just it's a truth serum we're interrogating.
That's Keone and Spider Queen's job.
Oh yes.
Gotcha.
That's what happens if the truth ritual doesn't work and they try to lie to us.
Okay. All right, you've got your ritual. If anyone wants to try to lie in your vicinity, they will have to succeed at a DC 24 will save.
Where are you doing this ritual? Like, are you in the room? Are you in like the conference room doing it? Or are you like in? I'm just trying to figure out like when the vicinity starts, like, does it all of a sudden we all just start telling the truth? Like,
I mean-
not realizing that the
Is-
spell has happened?
Is the conference room our interrogation room?
Yeah.
Props.
Like,
Or are you going to go and interrogate them in the bedroom that you threw them all into?
yeah, like, are you the conduit of where the truth telling has to happen? Or is it just this area in the building?
Can I
You
just
can do
make it the
whatever you
building?
want.
Because if it could just be the building, that's the easiest way for me.
You couldn't do the building, but you could probably do the floor.
Yep, then that, just to make sure that in case
That's
we're...
what I meant. Like,
Yeah.
where we are in the, like, you don't have to be in the room with them in order for them to have to tell the truth, kind of thing.
Oh shit, he just had that conversation, didn't he? Portal just had that conversation.
Yep.
Oh boy.
Um,
But yeah, just make the floor, because I don't know where the interrogation's happening, so I'm like, yeah, we'll just have... And once again, Bella's in the why do we have to lie right now?
The floor is now lava.
Bella is too good for this team.
She was raised
True.
basically by a sister and her mother, but really by her books.
Again, not lying, just omitting certain facts. Different.
That is up to the GM to decide if it counts as the lie in the orders of the spell.
All right. Anyway, so you've conducted your ritual for the next hour. Anyone who tries to lie on this floor of the Emerald Tower will have to make a will save.
Am I immune to that?
No.
Even though I'm immune to mental effects?
Nope. Because it's a magical effect, not a mental effect. It is a warping of reality. It is not a controlling of your mind.
Well,
Whack.
doesn't that only work if you have your helmet on? Have you just
It
never-
used to be. It used to be that way, but I got an injection after I took my helmet off
that's
and got
right.
mind control.
That's right. Because you were like, I don't want my helmet to be knocked off and then I'd be effed. That's right.
All right. So are you going to go interrogate?
Yes, let's go interrogate.
Yeah, let's
Okay. You've got 4 scientists. 3 of them are older white dudes. And then there's the younger girl in the cat hoodie.
Yeah, Squirrel Girl.
I can show you a full-length picture of her in just a moment. When you look into the room or open the door, the 3 older dudes are sitting on the edge of the bed with their mouths partially open, drooling.
Yep.
And the teenage girl has made a ball out of rubber bands and is bouncing it against the wall.
It's also colder in there too.
Right. She's wearing a hoodie. She doesn't care. And
True.
they don't seem to care about anything.
They're just out of it.
I mean, they're sitting there drooling with a glazed over look on their face.
Did I say, are they dead?
They're alive.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but we left them in there with the supervillain.
Here, turn to the weird scientist. What did you do to them?
I didn't do anything to them.
What did they do to themselves?
They didn't do anything to themselves. The implants in their brains did something to them.
So are they brain dead?
I mean, yeah, you could put it that way. Why am I telling you this?
Magic.
Right.
Look, I have no fucking clue what I'm doing. I've been a superhero for all of 4 days. I'm an actor. That's what I'm good at. I'm also good. I will pull out the sword. You're like, I can just, do this a couple times to you. So probably best just to tell us what you know.
I mean, you're an actor. Are you sure you're a good actor? Why did I say that?
Hey, you guys want to give me and Keone the room?
Take the floor. I think we should all probably stay in here at least to get the knowledge.
Okay.
I mean, do you have to be here? Do we need the information? Because, I mean, I'm feeling really edgy right now. My boyfriend is about to go, or my fiance is about to go on a date with another woman tomorrow. I'm a little upset.
I'm not going on a date with another woman tomorrow.
Okay.
I'm
Get the
I'm
weird
having-
scientist.
I'm going to have coffee with an old friend to check up on her after she almost burned me to death to let her know I'm okay. And maybe to make sure she doesn't start a civil war with another superhero team that, quite frankly, is inferior to us in every way.
She will just throw a snowball straight into your mouth. Like, no. Like, you're done talking.
How old does this scientist look?
Does she look?
Yeah, just based on the picture you threw up, is she like a child prodigy? Or is
She
she
looks like she's a teenager. Not a child, but definitely not a legal adult.
someone that Star Knight is going to call kid at this
Oh,
point?
sure.
So
Absolutely.
listen, kid, just tell us where the other chessmen bases are located.
I could do that, but I'm not gonna.
Why not?
You have to.
No, I don't.
I will look at Bella. Do the thing.
Do the thing. Keone will just kind of side eye Spider Queen, like, we could have gotten the answers pretty quick. It's kind of like she's
Spider.
kind of looking at you like,
I can make them not lie. I can't force them to speak.
Well, we got other ways, and Spider Queen will step forward.
If there's no rituals you have that could compel.
I mean, I could.
power of Christ compels you.
I don't. He was just a guy.
Wow.
Spider Queen will step forward, and she will move towards this teen scientist.
Mhm.
I've seen the handiwork of you and your friends down in that lab. You hurt a lot of people. A lot of people who didn't deserve what you did to them for no damn good reason. And I'm really tempted right now to visit everything you did to all of those people onto you. And you just went through that whole truth-telling situation. So you know what's coming out of my mouth right now. You know I mean it. And she will... I'm just going to add on to this a bit. Just going to start casting a little bit of an illusion. Just to start increasing the shadows in the room and just make them seem to be sort of creeping out of the corners of the space towards Spider Queen in this, like, webbed tendril shape.
So I know we can't lie, or at least I don't think we can lie. Magic's not foolproof, but I'd love to talk to you about how that spell works. I mean, wait, but here's the thing. I still don't think you're going to actually hurt me. And even if you do, I'm not going to tell you anything about the organization.
So with what Spider Queen is doing, Cindy will step up next to her and will be like, well, then you don't know me very well. And she is going
Oh, yes, I do.
She's going to use Blood Freeze in an attempt to torture?
I would listen to her. She will hurt you.
As this is happening, Bella just went, okay, and that compelling ritual. I'm gonna start looking that up right now.
Please do, very quickly.
Look, give me a minute.
Maybe you can imbue a lasso or something.
So, what does your blood freeze do again?
So basically, it is going to drop her internal temperature, freezing the flow of the blood in her, and it is a DC 22 against fortitude.
Yeah. Sure. That's
Came close.
so. What's the first degree of failure?
Vulnerable.
Okay. Ooh, that's that feels terrible. You've expanded.
Oh, don't tell her that.
I mean, last I knew, you were just throwing ice daggers into the chests of brainwashed guards. But yeah, that sucks. You're gonna have to kill me. I'm not gonna tell you anything, and I really don't think your friends would have let you just kill me. So
Oh, so I guess, is there a compel ritual I can make?
sure.
Cool. Let's get that done then.
How long is it going to take you? Because Keone's
Like
going to do
a
it
minute.
Keone's
2.
going to do it again.
2 minutes. Sorry.
Keone's going to drop the temperature again when she says that her friends may stop her from killing her, but
I actually don't have the power to actually stop her,
I don't think
much to my
anyone
dismay.
does. I mean, other than you guys attacking me.
Even then,
And
I'm no
I mean-
match for you.
I didn't plan to try on stopping her.
I
Yeah.
literally can't stop you. What am I gonna do? Punch you?
Keone
I
will
mean,
drop it down one more time, so she has to do one more fortitude save. I'm attempting to immobilize her, not kill her.
Sure.
So I really would like her to either 1 or 2. I don't need her to do a really bad fail.
14.
Keone, is this necessary?
Necessary, no. Fun, yes.
That sounds like we should probably stop.
Yeah, when she
Yeah.
says that, I'm gonna step in between her and the scientist. This is too far.
We have another way.
What do you know about Archer Blackwell?
He's not as smart as he thinks he is.
Is he a voluntary participant in what you do?
Oh no. Well. Oh sure, I don't care. I mean, so at one point, yeah, kinda, except he was working for someone else, but who he was working for and my boss owed each other favors, so we kind of borrowed him. He didn't really appreciate being borrowed, and then we traded him.
Traded him with who?
Someone.
Is he alive?
Probably. I mean, I don't know. I haven't seen him in like 3 months, so maybe. He was alive last time. He was alive when we gave him to.
Would he be in space right now? Or another dimension?
I mean, space is probable. I can't say that he is in space. I don't know. But that doesn't seem outside the realm of possibility.
Why?
Why what?
Why is it outside of the possibility? What happened to him? Where did he go? Who was he with?
Not going to tell you, not going to tell you, not going to tell you, but it's someone who has been known to go to space.
Cool. I mean, you're eventually gonna tell us, but you be all cocky. Teenagers are good at that.
I mean, you really are going to have to kill me. I'm basically incapable of telling you about who I work for without my brain shutting itself down. So, I mean, if you want to kill me, then I guess that's the heroic thing for you to do.
I mean, I cannot emphasize to you how much your pathetic attempts at mind games do not work on me, child.
I'm not lying.
I don't care. I didn't ask if you were lying. I said your pathetic attempts at mind games aren't going to work on me.
Not playing games. I'm literally not capable of telling you about them.
Cool.
Yeah, Portal. Before we do this, so that I don't force someone into.
I mean, you can absolutely check it out. I mean,
Is there a way that frequency can stop that?
Tommy?
Oh, it's not a frequency. It's not something that's going to transmit.
Yeah, that's okay. I don't care. You can stop talking now. Hey, Tommy, what can we do about this?
I'd lie to you if I wanted to. I mean, I can set up the blocker, but if she's telling the truth, then I don't know that it'll do anything.
No,
Yeah, well, let's see what's going on.
I guess that's just.
Let's see what's preventing her.
Yeah. Is there a way we can figure out what's preventing it, so that we can disable it?
What do you have in mind?
Well, I mean, the first thing we need to do is do some kind of imaging or some kind of scans. We need to figure out what it is that's affecting her.
I mean, it must have been in the other scientists.
I was gonna say, like, we could.
Maybe it was. We don't know. They didn't actually start speaking to us before they went.
No. What they had is not the same thing I've got.
Yeah, I told you to stop talking.
I give a shit.
I pull off a sock and I shove it in her mouth and then and tell her, stop talking.
I think that's worse than the ice blood thing.
Look, gang, I can't tell a lie. I'm barely keeping myself under control here, but I know that I have to. And she's gonna say this very quietly to the group.
I'm gonna say this quite loud. Here's the thing. That's a child. She has no idea who she works for, what she's up against. She knows nothing of the larger world. So what she says right now doesn't matter. We don't want to kill her, so she can be all kind of a petty pain in the ass. Oh, you can't feel it, but it doesn't matter. We have ways of finding out what's going on. We have ways to try and figure out how to save her life. Like, I cannot emphasize enough that she's a child. So stop letting her words, don't let her words get to you.
Wait a second.
I mean, it's not just her words. It's who she was working for and the fact that she is the only person here right now that I can take out a few years worth of anger on.
Wait a second.
I get that. But we can figure it out without you having regret.
I know, right thing to do situation.
No regrets.
She can't speak about it, but she still knows the answers.
But like I said, I like where you're going. But again, the first thing we need to do is just figure out what it is that she is talking about.
Well,
she just gave us some new information, so let's find out what is actually going on behind it.
I would have to do a little research. I can't guarantee. There might be a way to just get a spell to peek inside our memories.
Possibly. Just to be safe, though. Because while she's obnoxious, I don't want to harm her. So we need to find out what's actually going on before we do any other steps. I don't want to accidentally lobotomize her.
Aaron, the Gene Carone over on YouTube wants to know where you got the art for the scientist that we're interrogating.
The scientist is actually character art from the Everyday Heroes RPG, the pack that I got as a part of being on Roll20 and being a paid subscriber, and that was one of the monthly freebies at some point in the last 3 years.
So I really think we just, for the meantime, need to stop giving any credence to the child trying to get under our skin and anything she has to say. Figure out what kind of failsafe she's got going on, and then figure out how to get around it.
I mean, I'm a software person. I don't know a whole lot about like biology.
No, but I mean, you've run imaging machines, and
Sure.
you're a pretty good tech person, and we can call in other people as well. So we can do the tech route. We can also check the magic route. Doesn't seem likely because everything so far with Chessman has been tech, but we can check magic. But let's just figure out what we're dealing with first, and stop letting the child speak. She has nothing of value to offer us right now.
She is going to knock on the table, hold up a hand for 5.
Pull the sock out.
Not a child, I'm 19.
I grab the sock and put it back in her mouth. So like I was saying, as if that doesn't further prove, the child has nothing to offer us.
Yeah, we're like 3 years older than her. We know better.
I'm about her age. But
Oh, way older.
But I
So
repeat,
let's figure out what's going on here.
Yeah.
if it's a chip, it shouldn't be able to avoid memories. It's not saying anything.
I understand. I would like to know what we're dealing with before we start messing around with it, though.
Okay. I just think we're wasting time.
I don't want to repeat of what happened with the knights earlier today, but I don't know that I'd feel all that bad about it.
I would.
I would too.
Okay, then let's figure something else out.
So I will contact Max.
So Max will, well, it will go to an answering service. Mr. Mars isn't currently available. What can I help you with?
This is Portal of the Stormbreakers. It's pretty urgent that he contact me as soon as possible.
Thank you for the raid, Jupe. Jupe brought a couple extra people with her tonight.
Yay!
Thank you.
Thanks for hanging out with us, Phoenix Haunting and Jambone.
Okay, so I say in your med bay, you certainly have imaging software.
Yeah, but we don't necessarily have experts in those fields. That's just the thing. It's like Portal is trying to make sure we've got the expertise to be able to interpret the images and to competently run this search.
Aaron, can I feel like a bomb or a poison capsule or something in her brain?
Or anything
You
metal?
cannot sense anything metallic in her body other than her retainer.
Hmm.
She has a permanent retainer.
Putting a note for a future hero point use on a bad guy at some point.
Oh god.
I mean, I do have a 15 treatment, so I might be able to read it.
You actually probably could, especially with God,
What?
15 treatment?
She's like one of the best doctors in the world.
I was gonna say.
So how about
Yes,
we
you
get
could probably you could probably run, or you probably couldn't run the machine, but you could interpret the scans once it was run.
Oh yeah, I have a 0 in technology, but
I mean, I
Well, how
got
about
a
we
12
get-
in technology.
Yeah, how about the two of you with Roberta's help? Let's run a scan. I also think, Hexa, it would be helpful if you could just run a, I don't know, magical scan.
I'd already detected if there was anything.
Okay. I mean, as long as you're sure about that.
Yes.
Cool. So let's do a scan, see what's going on.
I am certain because as we sit here, I am still getting 2 pings from those two, pointing
Well,
to
that's- I mean, how-
Spider-Queen and Kyone.
However you're certain is fine with me. I just wanted to make sure you were certain.
Yes.
I don't want to leave anything to chance.
Yep, there is nothing magical about her.
Okay, why don't you guys run a scan for us?
All right. What's your technology, Spider Queen?
12.
Okay, so
I'm
you
going-
can't.
Oh, never mind. That was
I guess you can't fail a DC 10.
There's a 1 on every die.
Okay, true. But... Hexa, do you want to give me a treatment check?
34.
Yeah. So there are no implants in her brain. But looking at, some of the clusters of neurons, you would guess that she has been heavily brainwashed. And based on how deeply embedded it seems to be in her brain, you would guess that that started when she was a child. Like actually a child, not Portal's definition of a child.
Yep. I mean, I'm like 19 too.
I mean, 19 is still a child. That's not Portal speaking.
Weren't you 21 when the adventure started?
I said that's not Portal speaking.
Oh, got it. Oh yeah, no, I mean,
She's a child.
So, I guess thinking, first off, A, would I be pretty sure that if I just looked at her memories, we'd be fine?
probably.
And then second, is there a way we could undo this?
Undo the brainwashing?
Yeah.
Probably not.
Yeah.
I mean, we could take her on a trip to Wakanda.
I mean,
It's called Duck Hunter in this setting, actually.
is it possible to undo the brainwashing? Yeah, but that is not the expertise of anyone here.
Yeah. None of us are doing that.
All right, but memory looking should work.
Sure.
Okay. We'll report back the findings.
Cool.
You could certainly do a mind reading effect with a linked like images
Yeah.
so that whatever you're reading is just displayed.
Adventure in a criminal's mind.
Would I be able to assist with the whatever role that is? Because I do have mental illusory powers.
Sure. And in fact, that would make it easier. Then she could just link it to you so that she doesn't have to worry about doing the illusions. You can just do the illusions and she can just do the mind reading and feed it right into your powers.
Hey, Aaron, is a mindscape another dimension?
No.
Dang.
A dreamscape is, but a mindscape is not.
Let's go visit it anyway.
Hexa, Spider Queen, at any point during this procedure you need someone stabbed, I can help.
I do not think we will need that. I do think while we do this, we keep her turned away from seeing.
All right, Jenny, I am going to need you to roll me a d20 plus 12, which is your power level, so that's as high of a ritual as you can cast.
Mhm.
And she will oppose it by her will check.
Does this count as me using my expertise?
Your expertise magic? No.
Damn. So I can't ultimate effort this one.
You can't? What?
So I can't ultimate effort this one.
No. You could ultimate effort to create the ritual, but not to actually
That's fair.
overcome.
Okay.
I would say if she had a magical mental defense, you could use your expertise magic to try to overcome it, or at least figure out how to overcome it. But in
Makes
this,
sense. 29.
fuck.
Wiki also
She
added
can't.
moral support.
Who added moral support?
Wiki.
Wiki.
20, 30.
Yeah, fuck you, Wiki. She can still overcome it, but she probably won't.
She can really does.
So that is a difference of 3, so 1 degree of success. You can read what the target is presently thinking. Mind reading transcends language. You comprehend the target's thoughts, whether or not you share a common language. Right now, she is thinking that at this point, she would really rather you guys just kill her than continue to prolong this.
Now, just a quick question, just because it's going to be relevant later. Who has access to this information? Is this just or Hexa, or has she linked us into this? Are we all going into the Mindscape?
So this is linked into Spider Queen's illusion powers and is being shown, although her back is to you, all of you. So it is a visual illusion that all of you can see.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it'll, if it's just a thought of words, it'll just appear as like typewriter text.
Which does mean, I guess, if you can get something to the surface thoughts, I might be able to see it.
You can. You can make a deception check against someone, cause someone to consciously think about a particular piece of information you're looking for.
I think I'd like to give that a shot.
Can I aid you?
Sure.
Cool, I aid.
Role play it.
This deception. I don't know. I'll let you decide if this is deception. I'm going to look at her and say, whatever you do, under no circumstances should you think about where Archer Blackwell went after he left. Or what you know about
He was
his
handed off to.
or what you know about his whereabouts.
Okay. Give me deception.
That's a 28.
Damn.
I actually have a better bonus. Holy shit.
So I got a 30.
Yep. So as you say that, you will see Archer Blackwell being taken by Orrock.
Blackguard guy?
Blackguard guy. Blackguard Minotaur guy.
Uh-oh.
My dad is Blackguard. I knew it.
and being loaded into a rocket ship, but it is clearly a rocket ship made out of like a purpley shadow stuff, so you're not thinking it's real. You're thinking it's like a construct of their bands. But you will see that. Give me a quick treatment check. Actually, no, you got a huge bonus. You don't even need to give me a check. Archer Blackwell looks like shit. He looks bruised, malnourished, haggard. And not very happy. He's also manacled, and there is a shadow construct over his mouth. Like a gag, not unlike the one that Loki has on at the end of the first Avengers movie. But there does not appear to be any further information in her mind other than him being loaded over that taking off.
What about the other chessmen bases? Whitney will say, I guess quietly, but how far can we push this before something goes wrong?
From what I can tell, she just gave us information and she's fine. So.
Yeah, but she doesn't really know she gave us that information. You made her think about it, then pulled it out of her brain.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
So I have to tell the truth.
Quiet are you guys being?
Very quiet.
We still have to tell the truth, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Or make a will save.
Hey, Google, stop.
All right, stop on playing the Wi-Fi too.
All of a sudden started playing music for some reason.
What else do you want to try to get out of?
I'm thinking because I know what we want to get, how to get it out of her, because I've got to roll deception, but we've got a honesty filter on.
Well, we have another person we can. Knowing Orok is the last person who saw Archer. Star Knight, can we call Star Knight Oa and ask them to put Orok on the phone?
I mean,
Yeah.
you know that you can reach the Citadel. That's not a
Yeah.
problem.
Yeah, I have a connection to the Citadel. I can.
Yeah, we took him to space jail. Can we just call?
So
Do we have
wait,
to go all the way?
sorry.
Does he get one phone call a day?
Out of character. Deception is just using it as a trick, even if it's not a lie, right?
Yeah, it's not necessarily lying.
Yeah,
Cool.
but
So
it
I
still
wanna
does
sound-
require some careful thought on my end.
Well, I just want to sound completely casual when I do this. So tell us where the other bases are, knowing that intentionally she will verbally reject.
But that doesn't mean it's not going to bring it to the surface.
Yes.
And I'll assist you this time.
You will get images of the other bases.
Nice.
But that won't necessarily give us.
You will not get anything that approaches a location.
Yeah, okay. Do they at least look underground as well?
There's no windows.
Fair. Okay, that's useful.
I mean, punching her till she's dead is an option, Aunt Puppy.
No, I mean, like, she's more wanting to just, like, Keone, when you guys asked, like, how far should we go? Keone was gonna say until she's dead, but is holding back because she's realizing the truth filter is still on.
Mhm.
Did you know anyone on the other bases?
I'm assuming she still has the sock in her mouth.
I'm assuming we probably would have taken it out if we're asking questions to make it seem like we're just trying to get her to answer.
Okay. She'll say, didn't know anyone by name, only by number. I mean, other than like prisoners like Blackwell. But you will see a picture in her mind. Well, not in her mind anymore. Of a older man with long hair and a very neatly trimmed goatee and wearing glasses. And there is a family resemblance between the two.
Any chance of recognizing who that is?
No.
Okay.
It is not something that it is not someone that any of you have ever seen. And his face has never appeared on the news or anything.
A familial match to whom?
Sorry, what?
A familiar match to whom?
To her.
To the scientist. Okay. I just heard a match, but I wasn't sure if it was to her or to somebody else.
Which means that might give us another way to try to find another one of these labs if we can get some of her blood.
Do your parents know where you are? Apparently you've been under the control of the chessmen for quite a long time, according to our scans.
Yes. Well, my father does.
Any new information get wrinkled out by that?
Confirmation that's their father?
The same face pops up when she says my father.
Yep. But that does, once again, that gives us a possible.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Let me check something real fast.
I'm going to be taking a picture of that image, by the way.
Also, when she says that, you see an image of a unmarked grave, and from the viewpoint that you're looking at, you would guess that whoever is looking at it is no more than 4 feet tall.
What a shame. I'm sorry. I know what it's like to have shitty parents.
How do you know they're shitty?
Because I
My
have common
parents love me.
sense. Yeah. Sure they do.
Again, she can't lie.
I know. Neither can I. That just makes me even more sorry. Took me a while to realize the truth too. What is
her memories are what you're seeing in her surface mind is now literally a chessboard, and you're seeing a game being played out.
Shoot, that I have forgotten what I was going to say. Shoot, what was I going to say?
Do we need anything else from her? I mean, if I can...
I mean, yeah, there's... And this is all a whisper, by the way. There's other stuff we can try and find out.
There
What
is.
what do the chessmen want with powering these kids? Add them to their army? Sell them? What? What's the goal?
Power, influence, either as soldiers or to make connections with other organizations.
Do her memories back that up?
Yeah. You'll briefly see flash through her memories the big brain, Tauros, and Overshadow, and Max Mars.
Like just as powerful individuals or as people she specifically met?
Probably people she thinks
Or
that they can get in good with.
Yeah. Got to say, this whole interrogating me while not letting me look at you is something weird and new and different. So I got to ask, are you trying to read my mind or something?
Would the answer change anything?
Yeah.
It's my spell, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
So I can avoid it?
No.
Yeah.
You
And I
didn't.
can roll a will save.
You can roll a will save. Like I say, you didn't specify personal immunity.
That's fair.
Fuck.
We're not.
Keone
supposed to
definitely would have made herself
back
immune.
here.
What?
Oh.
Yeah, no, Hexa, Bella, you can say whatever the fuck you want.
Yeah. Just, no, it's nothing like that. It's just to keep people calm back here.
Oh, only 2 points away. So close. Actually, you know what? No, fuck it. What did I roll to get that? Yeah, I'm spending a hero point.
I'm gonna laugh my balls off if you get another 10.
Oh, I probably will. You know I will, but I gotta try.
If you get a 10, it becomes a 20.
Oh, that's true.
There you are.
Can't get an 11.
Perfect match.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, just trying something new.
You're still just seeing chess games being played out in her mind.
Oh yeah. Who
You're
does she
not,
think is-
and you're not seeing them like in terms of like, her sitting at a chessboard moving them. It's more like looking at a computer screen and.
No, but I'm going to assume she's white because she'd be the player one. Who does she think is winning? I'm curious.
Sorry, what was that?
So I am going to assume that
Mhm.
she's white. That's what people would normally put themselves in when they imagine them playing chess.
Mhm.
Who does she assume is winning? White or black?
White.
Yeah.
Fairly
Okay.
consistently.
Yeah.
Not every game, but she is also cycling through them extremely quickly.
Is she winning? Oh, sorry. So you just said like she wasn't winning every game.
Not every game,
Not every, but most.
Whitney, I guess, is just going to quip. We're going through a lot of effort to keep you alive, which is a lot more than can be said for your victims.
Look, I'm not the one who parades myself in front of a city and asks to be called a hero.
No, but you are just as clear about who you want to be.
Give me a deception check.
24.
So when you say that, you briefly get the image of her sitting on a throne. Not a throne, but like, it's definitely got throne vibes. With multiple computer monitors surrounding her, knights and pawns, and with that image, that the bearded figure standing behind her, looking down at her approvingly.
Oh, perfect.
Does she look like her now, or does she just look like older or younger? So is it a memory? Is it her thinking about what she wants to achieve? Or is this something that she's done?
Well, this was specifically what hit her brain when Portal said about who you want, just as clear about who you want to be.
Okay.
I mean,
I
even
thought
if you
so.
wanted to be a hero, you still wouldn't get out on the parades, would you? You strike me more as a girl in the chair kind of person. And then I will get down to her ear and whisper, but no matter what, Daddy will never love you.
She stiffens when you say that. And the little viewpoint into her mind, into her surface thoughts, is now just displaying a bunch of ones and zeros.
I'm sorry. I know that hurts. And I mean that sincerely. I very specifically, very, very specifically know that that hurts. But that's the truth sometimes.
Ones and zeros and ones and zeros.
Yep. That wasn't about getting information out of her.
I don't know if it's possible to translate these at all.
Anybody speak binary?
I know technology.
I mean,
Probably
you've
not well
got a
enough.
good technology.
Is binary a written language?
It can be, especially right now when it's being written out.
I know all written languages.
You do, but
Can I roll linguistics?
You could probably spend a hero point to get it.
so I'm going to make the argument, regardless of I know all written languages, that you also don't know technology for shit.
That's fair. That's fair.
So if this was a code meant to send a message, you might have a chance. But
So-
like, you know, if this was like, you know, her using like a coded message by thinking in binary.
I
How about the
have
universe?
comprehend though. I
Huh?
have comprehend. I have comprehend all languages.
You do.
I was going to say, does the universal translator pick up any?
I forgot about that.
I'm sorry, Aaron.
What?
I'm sorry. I feel you.
Why
Yeah.
are you?
Oh, just this happens to me every time Andy plays a character too. But I definitely speak that language.
I mean, I was mostly joking with mine.
Okay, I'm going to say no because comprehend machines is specifically a different power.
Can I spend a hero point to get that to temporarily get that power?
No. Because of how you have a universal translator, which is specifically Tommy built it into your
I
suit.
know, but I had
Yeah.
to try.
I don't know
Roberta
if I-
probably speaks it.
Roberta does probably speak it.
I am taking, but and I did say I'm taking pictures of.
You did.
We're getting video of this, so we can come back to that later.
Say, Tommy could probably interpret it, but
I'm just going to throw out like the universal translator on the suit, just say understand the language of any intelligent creature. she's an intelligent creature, so if she's
communicating something.
I mean, it could just be garbage. I mean, it doesn't.
It could be. Yeah, I was gonna say, I know that I have a very linguistically gifted group here, but I'm gonna say that you're not able to read her basically blue screen of deathing her own brain.
Do you have any siblings?
Ones, zeros, she says nothing.
I think she's on to us.
No, but I think she's put up her walls. Hey, Axa, can you dig deeper?
I'll take an insight check if someone wants.
I would love to.
Hit me.
There's a bad roll, 17.
You think that whatever Portal whispered in her ear broke her.
Yep.
And Portal was worried about Keone freezing her blood.
I didn't cause a single point of damage.
I would
Not
like to
physical.
less of this as I guess an insight thing and more back to the medical side of this. Did she just shut herself down fully?
I mean, she's still breathing.
Yes, but so were the other guys.
Mm-hmm.
Did she
Is she
lobotomize
there
herself?
mentally at all?
You
While
do not
linked
have
into
a
her
way-
mind.
You do not have a way of telling. I mean, the fact that there is still that string of ones and zeros suggests that there is some level of cerebral activity because you're reading her surface thoughts. But you're really not sure.
I think we let her rest. I think you just. She's not gonna.
Yeah, I think that's probably for the best.
And
We got what we needed though.
yeah. And I'm gonna drop that. Carefully try to prick her finger to get some drops of blood.
She does not resist.
Cool. And I'm gonna go set up a scrying ritual again. To
Okay.
find where Daddy is.
Okay.
Just out of curiosity, because we had seen a bunch of those chess games, and I don't know why they're stuck in my head. Is there anything that can be like discerned about her strategy in them? Like, is she a very aggressive player? Is she a very cautious player? Is she a very does she see herself as some
Ooh.
sort of mastermind, like luring the other person into a trap or something? Like, what is?
Sure.
I do have a potentially relevant skill that I thought would never get used.
Which is?
Expertise chess.
Close. I do have expertise gaming.
Oh yeah, brother.
No.
Nice.
I will. Actually, now that I think about it, so does Tommy. And Crucible notably does not, because he was invited to one of the D&D games and couldn't really understand what was going on.
I just bounced off. I have no imagination.
I will allow you to roll the better of your insight or your expertise gaming.
Okay. Would it change the DC depending on which I rolled, or is it the same?
It's the same DC. I'm just going to allow you to use whichever is the better skill.
Okay. Insight would be the better skill then.
Then give yourself a +2 for having expertise gaming.
And I'm giving him moral support.
Ooh, groovy. I'll save gaming for beating Tommy at Mario Kart.
Fair enough.
Look, he's really good at that.
Yeah, we'll see. So that's a 22 for the result, then a +2 and a +2, so 26.
So she definitely sets up traps. She's not aggressive. She's much more of the, I'm going to lure you in. So when there is an aggressive move, it's almost certainly a trap. You would also realize that you're not actually certain that she's playing games in her mind so much as she is remembering games. You're fairly certain. I mean, they were going by really fast, and I don't think you have eidetic memory. But they almost seem, because there's like no hesitation in any of the movements, like it was just do, everything moving. You almost feel like she's thinking about games that she had read about rather than games that she had played. So kind of the feeling that like she has memorized thousands of chess games.
Okay, so none of these are, because my first assumption was that she was playing against her father all these times, but these are just things that she's read about or seen that she's committed to memory.
You get that feeling.
Okay.
But you can still see a pattern in the styles of like what games she's choosing to remember.
Right.
So
like what she's trying to learn from those games. Okay.
Okay, so with having broken the brain of my weird scientist's character,
You're welcome.
It's 9:45, so let's take a quick break.
Oh my gosh, it is. All right.
and welcome back to City of Destiny, a part of the Untold Stories Project. We're still doing episode 12, Hold My Heart, and we just got back from our nice little break. When we left our heroes, they had talked a little bit about all of the different things that they're sitting on, created the whiteboard of open issues, called a bunch of other superheroes to make sure that everyone knew about Collapsar the Destructor, and then interrogated a teen scientist who they are now beginning to think might be the daughter of someone in charge of the chessmen, but they may have also broken her brain. So
I was
Don't
about
do
to
this.
ask,
That was Portal.
do we get this, like, do we get the sense that this is the...
She's faking.
Is this like the same thing that happened to the other scientist, or is she just like putting up her walls and shutting us out?
Give me a treatment check.
I would definitely do so. I know a little bit about treatment.
Uh-huh.
A smidgen. We're close to the end of the stream. I'll spend points. Because I want to make sure. Ooh, it's not bad. 21?
21. Without, doing some extensive testing, it is indistinguishable between the two.
Then Whitney will look to Bella for hopefully a better answer. Is she still in there?
Sorry, I just completely zoned out for a few seconds there. My bad.
Oh, no worries. Whitney was just wondering if the scientist has been, like, affected the same way the other ones were, or if she's just not talking.
I don't know. It's bad, but I mean, the fact that there was still the top surface level thoughts implies that it's not as brain dead. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see.
Yeah. Alright. I guess Whitney will drop whatever amount of illusion magic she's doing, and she will go to pick up the scientist.
Okay.
She will try not to think about the fact that she saw this person with, like, a scalpel to her aunt's neck just a couple hours ago.
Syringe, but yes.
Syringe. And she'll say, yeah, I'll get her back to the room. Someone should clear out the other guys.
What?
Okay.
I'm gonna go set up that ritual of her blood to locate her.
I'm going to go with Spider Queen because she's been concerning me with her comments.
Okay.
You okay?
I mean, I don't know if I should answer that question until this truth spell's gone.
I think all the more reason you should answer it. I'll go first if you want me to.
What do you mean? I mean, I just assumed you were okay.
I'm mostly okay. There's something pretty big I'm dealing with right now that I don't know what to make of, but I'm not really comfortable sharing it at the moment. It's personal, nothing to do with anybody else here.
Yeah, no, I get it. Under the mask problems, and then superhero problems.
Yeah, I guess something like that. I'm gonna tell you all eventually, but just we got a lot of other stuff going on, and this is not that big. So are you okay?
Look, where I'm from, I've seen a lot of really bad people do a lot of really bad stuff. And, I mean, it's one part of the job that doesn't get much easier, but this, I mean, obviously, this is personal, right?
Yeah.
I don't know. I
Hey.
just look at all these guys, and they had my... No, she's talking. She's not going to check if this... She should probably check if this scientist is actually not listening, but she's just talking. They had my aunt captured for literal years, you know?
Frodo put his hand on your shoulder. It's okay to not know if you're okay.
Yeah. But
We go through a lot of shit as heroes.
you're right. I know. I shouldn't have focused all of that on this person here. As far as we can tell, she's, I don't know, brainwashed or something?
I think she's a bad person, but I also think she can also be a victim at the same time. And I mean, the world's complicated.
Yeah, it is. And I try to simplify it. I try to have my one rule, you know, if you don't do the right thing when you can, then when something bad happens, it's on you as much as anyone else. And it was kind of hard to do the right thing back there and not just, well, do the Keone thing. But do not tell her I said that.
Not at all. And you know what? For what it's worth, and to me it's worth a lot, you didn't do the wrong thing. You know how they say that in all those movies you see, they talk about how courage isn't about not being afraid, it's about doing the thing anyway. Same goes for heroism. It's not about not wanting to do the morally cray or wrong thing. It's not about never being angry. It's not about not wanting revenge or whatever. It's about not doing it. It's about your choices, not your feelings. We're human. We're gonna feel things.
Yeah.
It's what we do that matters.
I mean, in fairness, I kind of just shut my ass up because I thought if I opened my mouth, I was gonna say something wild. But I will take that damn compliment anyway. Okay, I'm just gonna get her back to her room now. We actually should do something about the other guys in there.
Yeah, well, I mean, I'm sure Tommy has contacted Aegis, so it's just a matter of time before they come and take care of all 4 of them. We're just babysitting.
What do you think Aegis is gonna do with her?
Probably lock her up. I mean, hopefully we can convince them that there might be something to rehabilitate in there. But she'll still be locked up while they do that.
Yeah, I guess that's probably they're probably the people who'll be able to best help her recover if something has gone wrong here.
And something has definitely gone wrong. This little kid was severely, purposely disturbed by her father.
Well, if nothing else, at least we got a face to put a fist to eventually.
Exactly.
And Spider Queen will carry this person back to the room.
Okay.
And I don't know, if someone moves the other scientist, she will try to lay her down comfortably.
You can do that. I mean, they're sitting on the edge of the bed, but you could still, especially since you stick to walls, you could definitely set her down on the bed.
I'll usher out the other scientists and move them to another room.
Okay. I mean, you literally have to, like, make them stand and walk them out.
Yeah, well, I mean, I'll create a portal to kind of make it easier.
Sure. Okay.
So, Star Knight, you want to call the Citadel?
Yeah, we definitely need to contact them. So one thing we don't know is what the chessman got in exchange for him. That could be something dangerous. They've handed over, advanced technology, even more so than what they have, or could be a lot of things. So what exactly would they want from him?
I can't imagine anything they would want from my dad. He's more of a numbers guy than a science guy.
Just numbers, like.
Yeah, he does business stuff. I mean, maybe the Blackguards have like a QuickBook that needed balanced or something.
Not really their forte.
They needed somebody to handle payroll. I can't imagine what they would want my dad for.
I will contact the Citadel.
Okay.
Do they eat humans? Maybe they want to take out. I don't know. I don't know.
I mean, some of them might. I don't know. So yeah, I will let the Citadel know that we've come in contact with a group called the Chessmen, and they were in possession of this guy, and they handed him over to the Blackguard.
So Alan, it will be the one who takes your call, so to speak. The Chessmen, we shut them down in the 60s.
They're around, and we shut down one base, but they have at least two that are probably still functional. So the suit records everything, so I will show him through this the images we got of her father.
That's, well, so whoever these chessmen are not the same organization I dealt with all those years ago, because that doesn't look familiar to me. But so Orok is taking that man. Who is that man?
So that's a member of the team's father.
Does he have any particular knowledge or skills? I can't imagine what Blackstar would want with a human.
I will be in the room with everyone.
I mean, I don't think he has any special skills. Picking grossly inappropriate spouses?
Yeah, I don't think Blackstar needs help with that.
So from the scientist we interrogated, it sounded like the Chessmen and the Blackguard owed each other some favors. there might have been an exchange. They took this guy as a prisoner, but the chessmen might have gotten something in return. That we couldn't ascertain from the memories we saw. It was more them giving. It wasn't like a handoff right then, but they either owe them something or they already exchanged something. The chessmen seem to be in the business of trying to give people powers. So I'm concerned that they may be trying to create their own blackguard.
Well, the Blackguard get their powers from the Darkstone.
Right.
I don't think the chessmen could replicate that. And if they could, I can't imagine the Blackguard would be happy about it or willing to work with them.
I don't see anything to suggest that the chessmen are powerful enough to create a legally distinct reality stone.
Preserver Stone.
Preserver stone, that's the name.
That's what the chessmen are into right now. So I don't know how necessarily that the black card could help them in that. But
I'm also puzzled because while Black Star worked with the Crime League some, again, back when I was a member of the Freedom League, working with a criminal organization on Earth doesn't seem like something he would do. They would have to have something special that he wanted.
Well, they did trade for him.
And you don't know what the Blackguard got or what the Blackguard gave?
No, we weren't able to get that information.
And again, you say that this man is just a businessman?
As far as we know.
Hmm.
Which
have we finished going over his laptop?
No, I don't think so.
So we might be able to dig in deeper onto what exactly he was involved in, but in some regard, he was helping, although unwillingly towards the end, he was helping the chessmen with their projects.
Very puzzling. Well, I appreciate the update, but is there a reason that you're calling the Citadel?
We want to talk to Orok because Orok is the one who did the exchange.
Very well. I'll have him brought here. He'll, speak into, well, actually, he'll just ask Mentor. Mentor, will you have whoever's guarding the science cells bring Orok to us? And, a few minutes later, 3 generic Star Knights come in, escorting Orok, whose power bands have not been removed, but who is heavily chained and shackled.
Is the spider one there?
No, not at the moment.
Okay.
Spider Queen's had a secret crush all along that we just haven't been allowed to know about. Princess was a red herring.
3 Edok.
Yeah.
Okay. But what have you brought me here for? My associates have some questions for you. And he kind of looks towards the monitor. What?
What did you do with Archer Blackwell? The human the Chessmans gave you.
Oh. Gave him to Black Star.
Why?
He didn't tell me.
Who did you give them in exchange?
I didn't give them anything. We just took him. I'm sure that Black Star had something going on with what do they called earlier, Grandmaster? I don't remember, but I don't remember us giving anything to them.
Oh, hey, just real quick. Bring up the picture. Is this the Grandmaster?
I've never seen the Grandmaster. I don't know.
Okay.
Where did you give this man to Black Star? Did you take him to space? Did you meet him somewhere? Like,
Took him to where I was meeting Black Star.
where was that? Was that like on evil Black Star planet, or
No, it didn't drag him halfway across the galaxy. We had a base set up. We're not there anymore, but we had a base set up on your moon. So hey, how's the jaw?
It's fine. I think you put like a little dent right here. I don't know. I can't really.
Yeah.
So
well,
you took him to the moon, to your former base, and dropped him off there. That's what you're saying?
gave him to Black Star. I left. Wasn't my business.
I just
Black
want to
Star
clarify.
now.
I just wanted to make sure I understood what you were saying. That's all.
where's Black Star now?
Not here. How would I know? You got me locked up on a science cell on Citadel.
I don't know. Where would Black Star be on a regular day?
Did you meet with Black Star in any other places other than that base on the moon?
We set up several bases. We moved around. He's looking for something. I don't know what he thinks he's going to find on that backwards ball of dirt you call a planet, but he's looking for something there.
Did he give any kind of description or mention or hint as to what that might be?
Just told us that he had plans. He would give us the instructions we needed at the time. I didn't care enough to find out more.
Fair. Who's us, by the way? Who else were you working with?
Well, he already saw his Zeal and Gravik and Caress. I don't know if he's brought any others back, called any others to him, but that's who all went originally with us to your little ball of dirt.
Aaron, could you say those names again real quick?
Gravik, Izeal, and Caress. Say, Gary already has a handout about them.
Yeah. They jump me and run.
Jumped you where?
So he and a couple of those are the ones who attacked me on my way here.
I don't know. Why did you attack him?
Oh,
He's-
we
Just because, or was there a specific, were you sent to
because I'm a
attack him?
Star Knight.
Yeah, no, I just want to know if there was anything. Was it just simply you saw a Star Knight?
No, we knew what he was doing and why he was sent back to Earth. And Black Star didn't want him doing that. He told us to intercept him.
And,
So we-
and he failed. So
Did we?
Oh, I don't know. I think they did a pretty good job. You got delayed. When I look at him and I start looking like. So, I mean, who knows? That could have been Blackguard's plan all along. I mean, look at these guys. They're pretty. And look at him. He gets the job done. So,
Did you meet with anybody else on Earth?
Me personally, I kind of stand out among your species.
Did any of your allies have meetings with other humans?
Probably.
were there any other things that the Blackguard asked you to do besides what we've already talked about? Any other missions or jobs?
I escorted some of the other guard as they were completing various tasks. I was just there to give them some muscle. And then they sent me down after you guys under the water. Well, actually, they didn't send me after you. They sent me after.
After what?
After the wreckage that those other folks were stealing.
Okay.
Can I go back to my cell now?
Yeah. And I'm gonna try and put in a good word, see if you get like, I don't know, an extra dessert tonight. You were
Spoken
helpful.
Who has no idea what I eat.
Well, what do you eat? Tell me what you would like more of, and I will do my best to put in a good word and make your dinner a little better.
The people.
You were helpful. I genuinely want to help you back.
Want to be helpful? Next time I'm alone, next time I'm face to face with your Star Knight, let it be just me and him.
I don't think you're going to be out of your cell anytime soon.
Of course not.
I appreciate you nonetheless.
Kind of looks down for a moment. And then takes his two manacled hands together and does a wild haymaker to one of the Star Knights, knocking him off of his feet and halfway across the room. I'm happy. Take me back to my cell.
Oh, I love him. That's Jenny, by the way, not Not portal, to be clear.
Yeah.
There's serious Lobo energy going on there. Well,
I don't know if that gave you any actual useful information, but
It tells us that Black Star is on Earth.
looking for something connected to Talos in some way.
Do Star Knights have a way to track Blackguards?
we've been trying to develop one, but we don't currently have the ability. No.
Do you have any information on former bases of operation for the Black Garden in and around our planet?
Black Star himself is the only one who, until recently, had ever gone to Earth. The news of the other four with him came as a surprise to us.
Okay.
Had we known, we would not have sent Sri Cole back by himself.
Fair enough.
At this point, Maria will walk back into the frame, or walk into the frame. You could send me back. My team is on the other coast of America. It's not like we'll be under each other's heels. And then at least I'm there for backup. You're also still injured.
How rough does she look?
I mean, there are no visible injuries anymore.
Arm in a cast or anything?
Nothing like that, but she's definitely moving gingerly. Alan, I'm not going to stay on the Citadel forever. I have a life back on Earth. I have to get back there. We'll discuss this another time, Maria, but tell the League I am coming back.
Will do. Yeah, if you guys can just do whatever digging you've got, something big is going down. Chessmen and Blackguard working together. Black Star actively looking for something. And at the very least, it's Talos adjacent. This brings in the possibility of Collapsar or the Preserver Stones being involved.
And
A whole lot of random things that they're doing that don't make sense. Why do they care about Archer? It can't, I mean, that's, yeah.
and we'll keep digging to see if we can find out more about what Archer was involved with. See if we can have some type of connection.
All right. Well,
We have hit another dead end.
Whitney is just going to, since it seems like this interrogation, well, we did get some information, but Edok wasn't there. So Whitney is just going to be hanging out outside of the scientist's room, just waiting to hear if there's any, like, moving or shuffling or any sort of activity in there. Probably not going to be, but she might end up just falling asleep outside.
yeah, she won't hear anything. But if you're in the hallway as opposed to in the conference room, Spider Queen, you will be the first one to see Riley getting off of the elevator.
Huh. Just reflexively make sure the mask is on tight. Riley, right?
Hold on.
Yep.
Yeah, Roger. Let me call you back. Click. Yeah. Hi. You're Spider Queen. Where's the rest of the guys?
Down in the conference room. Is something going on?
No. Well, yes, but no. I just. I don't know. Needed something resembling sanity.
You came to the wrong place.
I was hoping that Peter and Tommy would be up for a night out.
I'm pretty sure there were plans for a night out. I mean, I'm not sure that's still happening, but there's a whole engagement situation going on.
Wait, that engagement? Peter and Tommy finally asked him?
Oh, no, but...
Don't tell my mom before me.
Not yet. Actually... I mean, well, you know everybody's thing. It was Ethan and Cindy.
Choo choo. How's that trauma train feel, Alex?
Oh, well, you know I'm GMing for you tomorrow, right?
Oh, no.
So as Riley breaks out in hysterical laughter, it is 10:25. So I'll go ahead and wrap it up on that note.
Wait, was that like maniacal laughing? Like she can't believe that happened? Or oh no.
I know which one I think it is.
It's mostly that she thinks it's hilarious. After all of the crap Ethan gave her about her marriage to his dad.
I'm at least age appropriate.
You are age appropriate.
Yeah, at least she does like real crimes, not white collar crimes.
So, thank you all for joining us tonight as we continue to dig into the trauma of all of our PCs. I kind of expected us to get more than just a few hours in, but you know, c'est la vie. For news around our network, Freedom League Dark is back tomorrow, and they are getting near to the final showdown with Adrian Eldritch. Isn't tomorrow the penultimate episode?
Tomorrow is the penultimate episode. They've got to find some way to break into the dungeon dimension to find Adrian's secret lair.
I'm sure that'll be easy. Titan City Serials are currently having some technical issues, but should be back on your favorite podcast player very soon. Well, new episodes should be. Old episodes are still available. City of Destiny, this show, will not be back next week. We will be leaving them on that cliffhanger for a week. But in its place, I will be running a very special Marvel Zombies game using Eden Studios' All Flesh Must Be Eaten rules. Well, they're Unisystem rules. I'm only kind of sort of using All Flesh. And Alex, Aunt Puppy, Jenny, Deuce, and our friend Chris Skinner will be taking on the roles of Boomerang, Electro, the Lizard, the Shocker, and Stiltman as New York is overrun by flesh-eating monsters. Should be a blast.
MVP.
Heroes, I'm going to pass it around the table so everyone can say goodnight, plug whatever you want to plug, and all of that. And let's go ahead and start with my daughter, Jemmy.
So mean of you. Thank you all for coming. Got a really bad headache near the end, but always fun to be here, and I always love whatever chaos we get into. Make sure you drink water, take care of yourself, do all the things you need to do to keep yourself in peak condition. We all love you. And do something nice for someone. Calvin.
All right. Yeah, Whitney had no idea she was throwing Ethan under a bus there, and it seems perhaps this bus will make a U-turn tomorrow.
Because Calvin knew exactly.
No.
Calvin plays innocent. Calvin knows what Calvin does.
Beep, beep.
I have never had a character betray the team ever. Maybe once or thrice.
Maybe every campaign.
Oh, you've never had a character betray the team?
Yeah, it just seemed like she would. Yeah, so Freedom League Dark tomorrow. 2 episodes left. Again, whatever the ending is going to be very emotional, at least on my part. So definitely come back for that. As well, if you are on YouTube, please check out the Win with Dice channel, where we've got gaming streams and a tabletop RPG podcast. We've been talking about a lot of different games recently and interviewing a bunch of different designers, which I'm really excited about. So definitely check out those previous few episodes and maybe the next couple of episodes coming out. And with that, I'll pass it over to Aunt Puppy.
I'm Aunt Puppy. I don't really have anything to plug that hasn't already been plugged, but just remember to always, well, you can't see it, play a game. And I will pass it to Alex.
Hey, thank you for hanging out with us, everybody. Just so you know, on Saturday, I will be doing part 2 of my patented 2-part one-shot over on Don't Kill My Character. They left off with a cliffhanger, finding out that the 10-year-old girl with the robot they met is actually the mastermind of everything that's going on. So we're excited to see how that shakes out. That'll be over on Don't Kill My Character on Twitch, Saturday at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. And I will pass it over to Jenny.
Nothing to plug for me. So just as always, be kind to people, especially yourself. Gary?
No plugs. I think again we're just kind of building on Cam having no idea in over his head. So we'll see what comes of that. Aaron?
Well, that is it for those of us here at the Untold Stories Project. Until next time, keep rolling those 20s. Night.